There comes a moment in every believer's life when heaven seems quiet. You pray with tears in your eyes, you wait with faith in your heart, and still, nothing changes. The storm keeps raging, the door stays closed, and the silence grows louder. You start asking, God, where are you? Did you forget me? Have you left me? But listen, silence doesn't mean separation. It means preparation. God's silence is not His absence, it's His training ground. He's teaching you to walk by faith, not by sight. He's building a faith that can stand even when the answer doesn't come right away. Because real faith isn't proven in blessings, it's proven in waiting. When God seems silent, He's often the closest. He's watching how you respond, how you keep believing, how you keep worshiping when you don't see the miracle yet. He wants to see if you trust His heart when you can't trace His hand. Maybe God closed that door not to punish you, but to protect you. Maybe that delay wasn't a denial, it was direction. Because what God withholds, He replaces with something greater. You don't see it now, but one day, you'll look back and say, God, thank you for not giving me what I wanted, you gave me what I needed. Every silent season has purpose. The silence teaches you to listen deeper, to depend stronger, to surrender fully. It's in the silence that your roots grow deep, your strength multiplies, and your spirit learns that God's presence isn't proven by noise, it's revealed in peace. Remember Joseph? God was silent when he was thrown into the pit. Silent when he was betrayed. Silent in prison. But that silence was setting the stage for a throne. The pit was not punishment, it was positioning. David waited years for his crown. Abraham waited decades for his promise. Even Jesus faced silence in Gethsemane. Yet, silence was never the end, it was the process before glory. So if God feels silent right now, don't lose faith. Keep praying, even when it feels pointless. Keep trusting, even when. There comes a moment when you realize God was never silent, He was speaking in ways your heart didn't yet understand. Every tear you cried was watering the seed of your next season. Every no you faced was pushing you closer to the yes that would change everything. The silence wasn't empty, it was sacred. It was God separating you from distractions, pruning your spirit, and preparing you for purpose. You see, God doesn't rush development, He refines it. Before He elevates you, He strengthens what's beneath you. Before He opens the door, He builds the foundation. That's why the waiting feels heavy, because greatness requires depth. A shallow root can't handle a heavy blessing. Maybe you've been praying for something and all you've heard is quiet, but heaven's quiet doesn't mean heaven's closed. Sometimes God delays the answer until your heart is ready to carry it. He's not punishing you, He's perfecting you. He's shaping your faith so when the breakthrough comes, you won't break with it. Look at Moses, 40 years in the desert before the Red Sea miracle. Look at Hannah, years of tears before the promise of Samuel. Look at Jesus, 30 silent years before 3 years of glory. Every silence was a setup for something greater. So don't curse the quiet, cherish it, because in the quiet you'll discover the voice of peace. In the quiet you'll realize that the absence of noise is the presence of God. He's not done, He's just deepening your story, refining your character, and preparing a victory that will silence every doubt. The silence won't last forever. One divine moment can turn years of waiting into a testimony. So hold your head high, keep your faith strong, and whisper to your heart, God is still working, even when heaven seems quiet. There comes a moment when the waiting turns into worship. When you stop asking, why, and start saying, I trust you, Lord. That's when peace begins to replace panic, and faith begins to silence fear. Because sometimes, God doesn't change the situation, He changes you inside it. The same storm that tried to break you becomes the reason you learn to stand. The silence that once scared you becomes the place where you found His voice. God's delay is never wasted, it's divine design. Every pause has purpose. Every waiting room of faith is filled with unseen work. When God seems silent, He's rearranging things in your favor, aligning people, timing, and doors you don't even know exist yet. You're not forgotten, you're being prepared for visibility. Just because it's hidden doesn't mean it's hopeless. Remember, diamonds form under pressure, oil flows only when crushed, and faith matures only through silence. You might not see the result now, but heaven is working behind every quiet moment. The silence is not punishment, it's promotion in process. One day the doors will open, the breakthrough will come, and you'll realize that every second of waiting was building something eternal in you. God's silence is His strategy. He's making sure your heart is strong enough to hold His promise. So don't give up now. Don't let the silence shake your soul. Keep believing, keep praying, keep standing, because when heaven finally speaks, your whole story will shift. The same silence that once tested you will soon testify for you. There comes a moment when the silence finally starts to make sense. You begin to realize that every unanswered prayer was not God ignoring you, it was God protecting you. Every closed door was a shield from something you couldn't see. Every delay was God aligning your destiny with His perfect timing. The silence that once felt heavy now becomes holy, because you understand it wasn't distance, it was direction. God never left you, He was leading you through stillness so you could hear His whisper. Sometimes He removes the noise so you can recognize His presence. You thought nothing was happening, but heaven was working overtime. Angels were being positioned, hearts were being softened, and the path ahead was being prepared. What you called waiting, God called weaving, weaving purpose, patience, and strength into your spirit. That's why the struggle lasted, not to break you, but to build you. You had to walk through the silence to learn that peace isn't found in answers, it's found in surrender. You had to feel alone to realize you were never truly